to my YouTube channel. My name's Hazel and I'm coming to you from Mid Wales. Welcome to Wildwood Cottage Diary. It's a very windy day here today. It's very dull. I've got my hat and my scarf on and my big warm coat, and as you can see I'm in the greenhouse. So today we are looking around the garden for cuttings, and I'm looking at the plants that I've bought over the last year or so that have just been left in their pots because the weather was far too hot last summer to be able to plant them. And I thought I would just go round. They're plants that you get when you just pay the postage, and the plants are free. So I don't feel too bad about them going to waste, and I am going to get some plants out of them. But I thought that I'd just show you what I've found so far. I've got my secateurs and I'm going to go out in the garden in a minute. I've got my tubs at the ready for putting things in. And I'm going to go and see what I can find to take cuttings of. I've already done some cutting of the strawberry tree, which is this one, and that's just outside the greenhouse. And I really like that tree, and I'd like a few of them around the garden because it does have fruit bearing berries on it as well. So it is a food. So I thought that if I can grow some more of this, I could maybe put it around the boundary and have some more of this tree, because it grows about 2 meters tall. It's not too bad, it's not too tall, but it'll just give a nice little screen around the garden. So that's what I'm going to do as my first cutting. But what I thought that I would just show you what I've found so far. I've actually found quite a bit. I didn't realise I still had so much to go in. I've left a couple of things up there because I don't want them in the greenhouse, but I didn't realise I had so many things to bring in. So I've also got those penstemon cuttings that I want to bring in that we've seen on the yard that I showed you in a previous video. So I'm going to put them in as well and see how the cuttings go. But I may take a few more today because there's still a lot of green shoots on the penstemon. And I may actually be able to do some root cuttings as well if I have a rummage round the root ball tomorrow when the weather's better, because it's going to be dry and sunny tomorrow. So I can get a lot of the things that I've decided I wanted to do today done tomorrow when the sun's out and the wind's gone. So we can have a look at that together tomorrow. But I just thought I'd show you the things that I've found in the garden so far. And I'm going to pot them up. And then we're going to go in the garden and we're going to go and see if we can do some cuttings and get some free plants. So I'll just turn you around just a sec. Right, so these are some of the things that I've found so far. I've just found this pot with some achillea in. So I'm going to transplant them into pots to see if I can divide them as well before when I put them in. I'm not too sure what these are, but these don't look like they're going to do anything anyway. So I'm going to leave them just in there to see if they come back in the spring. But I'm not going to bother potting them up. We'll just leave them as they are. I found these geum, and I found a hollyhock as well. I've also found this, which is very interesting. It was in a pot with a camellia, next to a camellia. And I think that is what this is. I think it's a camellia. I've just had a look at the laurel, and it's not a laurel. I've had a look at the rhododendron, and it's not a rhododendron. And I've just looked at it next to the camellia, and it looks like a camellia. So I'm going to pot that up and put that in a pot and see how it grows, see how it turns out. Because if it's the camellia I'm thinking that it's come off, I think they've both died. So this is going to be a really nice, welcome addition to the garden, because the plants that have died, I got off an elderly labour in our old house, and we've been left there 9 years now. And she gave it me about 5-6 years maybe before we moved. It was a Marks and Spencer's plant. And it's flowered a couple of times, but it's never really done anything. So I'm really pleased that I've found this, because if it is the one that I've lost, I'm really happy about it, because that lady's now died. And yeah, it'll just be really nice to be able to keep it. I'm really sentimental about things like that when people give me plants. It's kind of like you walk around the garden and you've got little reminders of the people that you've known and the people that are no longer with you, or the people that you've moved away from. And yeah, it's just really nice to be able to have those things in your garden and be able to have a story behind them. So yeah, I'm really pleased about this one. Then I showed you earlier in another video these ones. There's some lavender in this tub. There's that white lily, that white daisy, sorry. I think it's called a snow daisy or something. So I've got that one. I've got an aqualegia here. In this one I've got some verbena boreensis or whatever it's called. And then another couple of geum. I've got 4 of those. And then I've got another geum in this one, so that's 5. There's another one there, that's 6. So I've literally just found these in the garden. So yeah, I'm very pleased about that. There's 3 in there, I think. So I've got 8 GM, so I'm very pleased about that. And then let's just move this one. In this one here, I've got another 1, 2, 3 GM. And then I've got a lavender here. I've got a dianthus Sweet William there. And what else have we got in here? I think that's it in this one. But again, I'm just going to leave everything in the pots and see if anything comes up in the spring, because it may just die back under the soil. And then on this side, we've got some more lavender here. So I'm going to pot them up because they actually look like they're okay. They've just got dead leaves on them, with the frost probably. And then I've got another one here, another lavender. And a couple of lavenders down here as well. So I think I'm going to leave them in the pots and see what comes up. And then I can't see anything in that one. I think I've just taken it out. I've also found this chard, rainbow chard. So I'm going to pot them up and see if we can get anything for them for the spring. I found this. I'm not sure what the name is, but it's got a couple of nice roots on it. If you do know the name, please put it in the comments section below. And I'm going to pot that up. I've got this. I'm not sure what it is. So I'm going to pot that in a pot and see what we end up with. I've got this, which is a grass, which grows in really boggy areas. So I might put that in my pond. And then I think that was it. That's just soil. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, the other thing I found as well is this. Now this is my black elderberry plant. And the cows demolished it last year. And the weather. But it's still green. I don't know whether you can see that. It's still green in there. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to see if it comes back. It may come back in the spring. But we will see. We shall see. So that's that. So I'm going to get my compost out of the garage. I'm going to bring that in here. And I need to get my door fixed, because my door has a big hole in it from last year because the wind blew it all out. And I'm going to go up into the garden and go and get my cuttings. So yeah, we're just going to go back up into the garden, and we're going to have a look at the euonymus, the philadelphus, and we're going to have a look at the wisteria and see if we can take some cuttings off that. Maybe have a look at the rose and see if we can take some cuttings off the rose as well. And just generally see what we can find in the garden. I'm still recording on my phone. I can't quite work out where the camera is. I think it's here. But I can't quite work it out. I'm drawn that way because the little square's that way. Right, okay, I'm looking that way now and the camera's this side. I can't quite work it out. I'm going to have to put my finger up or something and see if I can look at that instead. Anyway, I'm going to go up into the garden now. I'm going to go and start doing some cuttings. And we'll have a look together and see what we can do. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back up in the garden, do some cuttings. Then we'll come back in the greenhouse and we'll pot them up together. So I'll just go up in the garden and I'll see you in a minute. Right, so we're up in the top part of the garden now, and I'm going to do those cuttings that I've come up to do. So we're just going to go over and we're going to go and have a look. Now, I'm not sure what it is, but it does have little, I think this is the euonymus, and I think that one's a choicea over there. So I'm going to take some cuttings off this one, because this one grows up to 4 metres tall. So I'll put a nice screen along here to try and screen this off a bit. So let's take some cuttings off this. It's growing flat because I had something on top of it and didn't realise. So we'll take this one. Just a cutting like that, and then it's got some nice new growth, nice good growth on it. Do that. Take one off the front. There's another one. So in a sense we're just giving it a clip. Take this one. That. Tidy it up a bit, stop it being so bushy. And we'll take this one. So I think that will do. I don't think we've cut any of the flowers off. We've still got some flowers here and here. Got another one there. I want it to be bushy at the back so that it'll grow up around the fence and through the fence and give a nice screen there. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave that as it is because I don't want to take the flowers off. So we've got plenty to keep us going there. That's that one. So I think that one's euonymus. This one here. Right, so let's move on to the next one. I do want to do some rhododendron cuttings, but these aren't big enough yet. So I'll just have to wait on that one. I might be able to get a cutting off this one. Something's been eating it. It's still got a flower head on it from last year. So I think I might take this cutting here, take this one. Take this out, see if we can get something. There we are. Nice little cutting there, so we'll try that. And I think we're going to try this one here. So we'll put our secateurs in, snip. Right, so I'm happy with that. I want to leave that because it's got a growing tip on it, and there's some growing tips there as well. So I want to leave them, and there's a growing tip there. So I'll just take those two for now. I'll tell you what, we'll take this one as well to tidy it up. Take that one down there. Because there's quite a bit of new growth down here. So we want to try and encourage it to bush out a bit. So I'm going to leave these growing tips and get it to grow up a bit. They can always come out later. So that's a white one. That's this one. It's called Cunningham White. And it grows up to 1.75 metres. So whether you can see the label, a bit white. Where are we? There you go. Right, so that's that one. I don't want to take the labels because I don't want to get confused. Right, let's see what else we've got in here. Oh, what's this one here? This one's a rhododendron. And it is chia. Oh, it's called chia. So we have cutting off that one. So I'm going to take this one. Take that one. No, I'm going to take this one here. Encourage it to bush out a bit. Two. That's a nice one there. Leave that one. Tidy up while we're here. Right, this one's called chia. Put the label back on. Right, we're just going to take two of it with that one. So we've got them two. These ones are wild ones. Don't want them because we get plenty of those. You see the sheep? The distance. Right, I don't think there's anything in here. But let's go and do that treats here, and then we'll go in the greenhouse because it's getting a bit tasty out here. It's starting to rain. We'll have to carry on tomorrow. Right, this is the choice here. And there's quite a few shoots we can pinch off this one. This one here. So we'll take this one. Take this one. We'll take this one down here. So that's a bit close to the floor. We'll take this one as well. Encourage it to bush out at the top. Right, I think that's all we'll take off that one. One more. There we go, we haven't done much to the plants, it still looks nice. Right, so let's take these to the greenhouse. Right, okay, so the light's fading fast now. It's about 3:45 and it's going to be dark here in about half an hour. So what I thought to do was I'd just do these cuttings. I'll just do these ones that we've just done. The choicea, the euonymus and the rhododendron. And I've also got my strawberry tree cuttings to do. So yeah, I want to try and get them done before it goes dark, because I don't want them sitting around overnight in case we get a frost and they all go all horrible and then they won't take. So I'm just going to turn you around, and I've got my compost and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So this is the camellia that we found. I'm pretty sure it's a camellia. I don't think it's a rhododendron, because this one's a rhododendron and it's got a lighter leaf colour. If any of you know, please comment in the comments section below, because it does look like a camellia leaf. I'll just get one of them. Excuse the yellow leaf, but it got by the frost. It does look like one of them. But looking at it now against the rhododendron, do you know, I'm not sure. But I'm going to pot it up anyway and we'll see what we get. See what we end up with. So if any of you know, that's the rhododendron, this one. This is my cutting. And then this is the leaf off my camellia. So do you know what? I'm not sure now. I think it might be a wild rhododendron. But I'm going to pot it up anyway and we'll see. We shall see. See what we end up with. But I'm going to get my pots. These are my pots, just an ordinary standard tiny pot. Put some compost in. Cuttings, a bit more compost. These are the ones I found in the garden, so I'm not too fussed about the compost. So that's one. This is my one I'm not sure about. Compost in the bottom, plonk that in, and then a bit of compost on the top, and we'll see what turns up, shall we? See how it grows. I'm hoping it's a camellia, but we'll have to see. This is that nice little creeping plant, this one here. So I've no idea what it is. I have to look them up in my book, and if I can find them I'll put it on the screen below. So as you can see, for a few minutes work you're getting free plants. It's definitely worth it. The thing is, I've got nowhere to put anything. Right, so that's them done. Let's have a look at these cuttings. My secateurs. Oh, left my secateurs in the house. Believe it. Do you know, it's a greenhouse and I've got no secateurs. Yeah, we'll have to use scissors because I'm chasing the light and I don't want to have to go back in. So we'll take these bottom leaves off and give ourselves a nice big cut in. Maybe a bit more. I'm ending up with a cutting like that. I don't know whether you can see that. Okay, and this is our pot. So we're going to put some compost in. And fill it up. Like that. Take any big bits out that just going to get in the way of your cutting. And then I'm just going to squeeze it in down the side. Okay? And then we're going to do another one. And I'm just going to put them all in the same pot. Make sure that's got a good snip on the bottom. Nice clean cut. Pop that in. Might get 4 in this one. This one's a bit bent, but I think it'll be alright. Pop that in. Oh, I have got my secateurs, they're here. Buried. Right, that's better. Give it a snip, tidy it up a bit, plonk it in. And then what I'll do is I'll water them all at the same time, but that's our first one, so I think that's choice here. Got a bucket there for the compost. So we'll throw them in the compost heap. Right, now. Right, the perils of being a YouTuber. I had a dead battery, so I'll have to start again. Right, we've done our choice cuttings. So now we're going to do our rhododendron cuttings. So again, we're just going to put some soil in. We're just going to put our soil in. Right, what have we got? Do you know, I'm just going to plonk these in because I know I've just cut them. So that's one. This one was Joy, I think. One was Joy, wasn't it? Yeah, this one's Joy. No, Cheer. That one's Cheer. Got another euonymus there. So we've got 5 euonymus, which isn't bad. They all take, it'll be free. Right, where's my other rhododendron cuttings? Okay. So we've got 3 of one rhododendron, which was the white one, the Cunningham. And then we've got 1, 2 Cheer. So I need to label them, don't I? So I'm just going to plonk them as they are. I can hear the logging lorries in the distance. Cutting the woodland down at the top of the hill. And I can hear them. I haven't been up there yet, but I believe they've done a really good road in which you can walk now. So it might be a nice trip out and a nice day. Go and have a look at the view. So I'm just going to take this off. A nice root stem. I'm going to do these separate because they're quite big. I've done the Cheer ones in the same pot, but these ones just cutting down to below a leaf node, just like that, and putting it in the middle. I'm just doing 1 per pot of them, because as I say, they're quite big cuttings. I don't want to overcrowd the pot. Now there's some lovely new growth there, I don't know whether you can see that, so I'm going to do just below that, see if we can get that to grow. It'd be great if I can get all these to grow and have 3 plants in the garden. That'll be very frugal and save money, won't it? Again, fill it up with soil. This isn't a very deep pot. I probably could have done with being a deeper pot, but I don't want to crowd out that new growth. See, I don't know whether you can see. Turn it round. See, there's that nice new growth there. So I've got that on the soil. And then we'll do the last one. Just move you out of the way because you're in the compost. Last pot. This one's got quite a bit of new growth on it as well. You can see that. So I'm just going to plonk it in. Probably not how Monty Don would do it, but this is how I'm doing it. We're doing a frugal and I haven't got the money to go and buy compost, so I'm just using what I've got. So we're going to water them. They're going to have a nice drink. And I'm going to leave them to stand in the water overnight. Time's marching on. Right, that's one. Right, these ones were what I was thinking were the euonymus. So, see what we can get out of this. I actually think it's better with looser compost anyway. Right, take the leaves off. I'm going to cut a bit off. Scissors have gone a bit blunt, need to sharpen them. Get 2 cuttings out of that one. Yeah, I might take a walk and see if I can see where they're cutting the logs. I've got to do the tea though, haven't I? What about that? Maybe tomorrow. The days just seem to fly by. Still, I've had a productive day. So I can't complain. Well, I could complain, I suppose, but no one would listen. You're probably all going to shout, oh, you should have done it this way, you should have done it that way, but I've done it this way, so that's that. Sure, they'll take if they're going to take. I think he had pregnant ewes in here last year, I can't remember. I know we had lambs in the back last year, that was nice. Seeing the lambs next to the fence when I'm in the garden. Right, let's see how we get on with 4, shall we, for the strawberry plant, strawberry tree. I'm just doing the same thing again. This is a nice little cutting, look at that. Nice good bit of stem. Some nice growth on the top, so you can go in like that. This was the elderly gentleman's plant and he used to love this plant. So I'm really keen to keep it going. In case the frost gets it and something happens to it. I think the frost's already had its way with it at the moment. There's one. These are quite big cuttings, so look at these, look at them. Lovely stem on the bottom. I better get finished because it's going dark. I haven't got any hormone powder. I was going to put some on the bottom, but I can't find it. I've got 2 tubs somewhere and I can't find it, so this will just have to do. I've got space in that one. Right, so we've got 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and my last one, 4. Right, okay, so it's going dark and I'm going to go in now. I hope you've enjoyed my video. I hope it's not been too long-winded for you. But it's going dark and it's time to go in. So I don't know whether you can see the sheep at the back. You see the sheep up there on the hill. So anyway, I'm going to go in now and I'm going to go and start the tea because it's going dark, it's cold, it's wet and I just want to go in out the cold, get warm in front of the fire. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. If you have, please do like and subscribe. Please do leave a comment in the comments section below if you know what that cutting was and if you know what that other plant was. If I can find it, I'll show you. If you know what this one is, let me know. And if you know what this one is, let me know. See if I can get you a better shot. There you go, that one. Oh, I've just noticed some roots on this one. I can get 2 cuttings out of that, so shove that in there for the nice. Right, so I'm going in now. If you do know what those plants are, please do leave a comment in the comment section below. And I will see you next time. So enjoy your evening. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.